I remember as a kid, I'd ride my bike to try to get a peek in the fence to see what the new cars are going to look like. And then, like I said, starting to build my models and make them look like my design. You know, that led me into the best career I could have ever had. You know, I wouldn't have traded my career for anything.
We were going through these old pictures that he was cleaning out his storage unit of like 25 years. And this picture of him as a little boy, maybe 10, and you picture he lived in Southwest Detroit, very close to the old Tiger Stadium. And there he is on his, kind of like on his steps of his house, and with his, you know, blonde curly hair and those big blue eyes, clutching his toy car. It was just like the most precious picture.
Well, I was a Detroit kid. Grew up very close to the Clark Street assembly plant where they build Cadillacs. And I used to watch these caddies come down the street every day. And like a lot of kids from Detroit, cars were the thing. Started off on my bicycle, going to get a peek of the new cars, you know, coming in every September. Started building models. Went to design school, studied industrial design, and got hired at General Motors as a designer. So when you see something that you created or something that you were a part of creating with a team, it's very rewarding. It's a confirmation that somebody likes your work.
You know, he likes to drive his cars. A lot of people just carry their cars around, you know, in trailers, but they're meant to be driven, they're meant to be loved, and just to, you know, get the car you want and just drive it and have fun with it.
I'm a race car driver, and I've been racing for 30 years, and I understand the importance of function, whether it be the cooling, the handling, the aerodynamics, and I understand the function of it. But as a designer, you're more about the aesthetic. And designers, whether it's the reason or not, most designers feel people buy cars as more than just a point A to point B product. They're celebrating the design. It's the passion for that. It's not just an appliance, if you will. I was delighted to be invited to come here and put the presentation on, and I thought it was very well done. It was very well attended. You know, again, we have tomorrow to go. I'm anxious to see the cars. That those cars mean something to them. You know, it's they're proud of them. They must like them. They own more than one. You know.
Do kids these days like Allantés?
Not at all, honestly. I kind of just, hey man, a Cadillac, it's pink, you know. I don't know, I feel like Cadillac is a very major name brand, especially like this generation, especially they go towards the name brands, whether it's a Lexus, a BMW, you know. I don't know, I feel like the Allantés are much more classy, you know. I like them a lot.
93, Pro Red, North Star Allante. I purchased it in 2018 for some road rallies. I do with a group out of Detroit.
I've had it for 4 years. I've wanted it since it originally came out, but couldn't afford it at the time. But now our kids are all grown, young adults, and I started looking 4 years ago, and I found that one. It's 39,000 miles, 91, and I keep it stored in a temperature-controlled garage.
I have a 2006 Cadillac XLR-V. This is the first year of the V version, V trim level of the XLR. Of course, it's a hardtop convertible based off of the Corvette platform at the time, and it was the only non-Corvette vehicle to be built in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I have a 2006 Cadillac XLR-V in black color, and everything is blacked out on the car. I impulsively bought this car about a year ago at an auction, so I flew down to Fort Worth and picked it up at a racetrack and drove it back up to Chicago. But the previous owner had done some extensive modifications to it and made the car a bit faster and more interesting to drive.
Yeah, it's so much fun. We have a great time. We take it everywhere. Like if we have little weekends or something that we're going to do away, I mean, it's awesome. Pack up the trunk, put the top down, and we're off. It's fun. It's really fun.
I like the way they ride though. Even in the passenger seat, they always feel amazing, man.
Ever since I've been here, everything's been top notch. The people are wonderful. And my thing is, if you have an Allante, join a club or an XLR. And you meet really wonderful people.
This is my first time being at an XLR Allanté Invitational event, and Denny Backis, he told me about the event, and I decided to give it a try and drive up here to Michigan.
Normally, even on a good summer, I might see 1, 2. It's always low single digits of how many I've seen for the whole summer. So to pull into the parking lot and have, you know, an entire parking lot full of Allantes in this shape, these things are like brand new. I was grinning. I mean, you're just dumbfounded by how cool that is.
We had our 2022 Invitational, Allante and XLR Invitational. This is our sixth season of it. And we had such a great crowd this year. I mean, just the participation was just so fantastic. Having first-time Allante owners and XL owners that never been to an event like this, and this surely was one of the finest we've ever put together. And the Kip Wasenko deal, he came in and did a spiel, and on the XLR, his design and all the designs that he did on the car, and the other models that he's done, the gentleman's really just phenomenal, and we were so delighted to have him. I want to thank everybody that came. And when you own an XLR and you just purchased it and you didn't know more about it, this is the place to be. You know, this Invitational, the camaraderie of these owners, they just get together and they just talk about the car, what the improvements are, where you can get parts, who can repair the car, you know, and things like that. Sometimes you hear some different crazy stories that nobody will work on them. Well, we know who will work on them, you know, and that's why we get the word out. That's why we have this. This is a real information source here at the Invitational, where we will help you, you know, make that car more enjoyable for you. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed the Invitational. God bless you all. Drive careful.